live. Let's see who comes in here. We're trying this. I'm gonna try to make this a weekly thing. I need to start announcing when I'm going live. Okay, I see one viewer. Let me see if I know who this is. Two viewers. Hi, Jenna's Life. How you doing tonight? I'm doing well. How are you? Yeah, I keep doing these impromptu lives. I come in. This is my bathroom, and I come in here for peace. And I said, let me just jump on live. I'm bored. Not doing much. Came from my niece's graduation party, so that's good. Yeah, I need to do better on this channel, y'all. I actually recorded a video today. I don't even know if I'm gonna put it out. I might if I don't end up talking about it on here. But I'm doing well. I was trying to think of something to do on live. I was like, when I was at my niece's graduation party just now, we was playing trivia. And we was having a blast. We had us a good time. We was playing. We all, when my family come together for any occasions, we always have a good time. And I'm like the game. I bring the games. Life's been good. Really no updates, which is, I guess that's good. Nothing bad, nothing good. Um, yeah, I did lose a close friend of mine. Well, I don't even know whether I should say friend. She was more like in between, I would say a mother figure, a big sister, a homegirl, someone that was really close to me, passed away. And I was dealing with that. Hey, Lane, is it Laney Wisher or Lonnie? But yeah, that's about it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Jen, it was hard. Let me tell you, I've lost people in my life before, and I've never been really close to my biological family because I really just got to meet them when I was middle school age. I'm close to some of them, but I don't want to sound terrible. I'm close to them, but meeting people when you're in middle school is different than like really growing up with them. And even though I met them when I was in middle school, we weren't around a lot. So my family, the people that I really love. I'm not gonna say I don't love my biological family, but I've grown to love people who aren't blood related to me. And I've lost family members, and it didn't hurt as bad as some of the people that I've lost in the last like 5 years, who were family that the family that I chose. I like to call them the family that I chose. And I always, I would lose family members and it would hurt, but I never experienced grief, y'all, until I started losing people close, like the family that I chose. And once I lost them, I was like, dang, is this what people go through? I was like, if this is what people go through, I don't want to feel like this no more. Like this, it's an awful feeling. So now when someone tells me that they lost someone, it's like I feel the grief. I'm very empathetic now. I used to be sympathetic, but I'm very empathetic because I know what it feels like. I don't even want to talk about it now because I'm getting emotional. But outside of that, I try to distract myself and not think about the people that I lost and just try to, live day by day and just Be thankful that I still wake up every morning. And I tell people now, you got one life to live. Live it till its fullest, to the fullest. Like you only get one. Yeah. And it makes me think about the fact that I'm at that age where I start losing classmates. I started losing classmates. It's been a few years now. Yes, very grateful for life. And I've always been grateful for life. I'm one of those people who I never would pray for things like materialistic things. I would always just pray for peace of mind. That was my main prayer, for peace of mind. I never prayed for things. I've always been grateful for life. I always say, as long as I'm breathing, I got a chance to do it right. But when I tell you, I be so thankful to wake up every day now. Like it's a different feeling when you start losing people. I'm really thankful for every day. I'm really thankful I'm still here for my kids. Yes. So outside of all of that, I'm still working. I'm still surprisingly on my same job. Y'all know I switch jobs, child, like people switch underwear. But I'm on my same job. I've been on this job now going on 2 years. And I'm trying to make that 8 years, with state. You working for the state, you're vested after 8 years. I'm trying to make that 8 years. Yeah. I don't know who Michelle Orleano is saying stupid, but okay, I'm gonna give her a chance to make that right before I block her. But anywho, how have y'all been? What have y'all been up to? Anybody in school? Then are we all girls? If we are all God's children and Jesus is God's only son. Okay, let me dark this person. Drop any nursing school advice. Let me block this person real quick because I don't know who this is. Um, Nursing school advice in the part of school where people are getting weird. How weird are you getting? Are you passing and they're not? Type of weird. Is that the weird that they're getting? Like, what semester are you in, and what program are you in? What classes are you in? My daughter is about to start nursing. Well, she's going for a CNA first, and I talked about this in my video too. I finally convinced my daughter to go to school for nursing. Hi, Taylor Rowland. How you doing? I finally convinced her in the ADN program. How are they getting weird? Are they getting weird because, like, are you passing their failing? Like, are they getting envious? Or like, how weird? When I was in my nursing program, I got with a study group, and we just all helped each other out. So I didn't encounter any weird vibes. But then everybody that was in my group, we were all 35 and above. So we were just really just helping each other. Well, no, I lie. I think one person was early 30. Oh, so they're getting a little jealous because you passing and they failing. I'm sorry for them. Um, I don't, I don't know, because let me tell you, that as long as you're passing and they're failing, they're gonna continue to be weird. Envy is a horrible thing. Instead of them just coming to form a study group with you, so maybe whatever you got going on, maybe you're retaining some knowledge that they're not retaining, instead of them coming to you. So what you're gonna have to start doing, Jen, I hate to say it, is stop telling them your grades. You're gonna have to stop telling them your grades, or making it seem like you just barely making it, because if you're passing and they're failing, they're going to hold that against you, like you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. Yeah, like I said, I was in the study group. When I tell you, me and those ladies met like 4 to 5 days a week after school in the library, and we just had like 2 hour cram sessions. and it would be something they knew that I didn't knew, something I might have caught that they didn't catch, and we just all shared and pooled our knowledge together. And that's how I made it through my ADM program. Because if it wasn't for them, add a Q&A sticker. Let me see what this is about, y'all. Oh, it went off. Y'all, I wanted to get on here and like start playing some trivia because like I was saying earlier, we were playing games at my family house and I was doing trivia and I was having a good time. I start my LPN program. Is anything that I should study beforehand? I'm gonna tell you what I told my daughter. She's starting. For those of you who are new, please bear with me. Sometimes I get tongue tied. My thoughts run faster than my brain, and I have to pace myself. Sometimes I get so excited, I gotta pace myself to say what I need to say. I'm gonna tell you like I told my daughter, and this will help you too, Jenna. Nurse in the Making has a bundle book that is good. Okay, thank you for the tip. I'm gonna pass that on to my daughter too. I had never heard about that. Um, but what I will tell you now that will help you tremendously. Go ahead and start learning all your body systems. Learn all about the physiological way that everything works. Learn about your cells. Learn about your just the body systems and what it does, what they all do, and how they correlate with each other. If you can learn that beforehand, you will do pretty well in school. The hardest part for me was learning. Okay, what are the parts of the brain? What does this part do? What does that part do? What are the parts of the heart? Like, what does this part do? What does this part do? How does blood go from here to how does the blood flow in the heart? Learning that beforehand, that way when they start explaining to you right sided heart failure, left sided heart failure, um, fluid overload, things that diseases and disorders of the heart, you'll understand it because you know how the heart works, and so you'll be able to visual. This is me in the classroom visualizing. Okay, so if it's going through this chamber and it's going through this valve is the tricuspid. This one is the mitral valve. If the valves are thickening, then it's going to cause this. It's going to cause there to be less space. No, not the valve. If the valves are getting stenosis, closing up, then it's going to prevent the blood from flowing through the valves, and which is going, going to cause the blood to back up in this valve, which might cause overload on this side of the heart. Like little things like that. If you learn the way the blood flows in the heart, then you'll be able to visualize what's going on when these disorders are happening, and it will help you when it comes to answering questions on the test. Same thing with the lungs. If you learn the different lobes of the lungs and you learn what may be occurring during pneumonia when you're getting fluid buildup in your lungs, and what may be happening to your O2 sats and your CO2 levels, what's happening when you have too much CO2 in your body, why you hyperventilate to blow some of that CO2 off. The hardest part is the kidneys for me, so I'm not even going to go through that because I still don't know. I still don't know. I just cannot grasp the kidneys. But if you learn the kidneys and learn, everything about the kidneys and about filtering blood and filtering, because there's blood that runs through the kidneys, filtering water from the blood, separating the water from the blood. Learn everything about your systems. I know anatomy and physiology, you have to learn every bone. That's pretty easy, to be honest. Learning all 206 bones will be pretty easy, but then it'll help you when it comes to learning the skeletal system. Learning about the most boring system to me, y'all. I'm gonna see if y'all can guess what's the most boring system there is to me that I hate learning about, but I had to learn about it. But I'm glad it was just a short little section. But it's one of the most profitable. Let me say profitable. One of the most profitable areas to specialize in the medical field. if y'all can think what that system is. So I talked about the cardiovascular, respiratory, uh, touched on the nervous system, the brain, the spinal cord. Um, what other systems did I touch on? I touched on the skeletal system. How many is that so far, y'all? I think we have two systems left. Nope, not the endocrine. So one more system. Endocrine is boring to me, but because of learning about diabetes, um, it wasn't as boring. So there's one system left, and it's the most boring system to me. I hated learning about this system. I hated having to learn about this system. One more left, if I'm not mistaken, only one. Did I oh, I forgot to talk about the it's actually two because I talked about the kidneys. I forgot to talk about that system, but it's not that system. It's one more. And what exactly urinary? It's not the urinary system either. That's the kidneys and you know the bladder. It's not that one. It's the last system. You got endocrine up here. It's not endocrine. It's not vascular. It's not the nervous system. It's not the skeletal system. And it's not the urinary system. There's one more system. And it's probably just that boring to y'all. That's why y'all can't don't know what it is. It's boring. And I'm gonna give you one more guess. It's the largest organ. Y'all know what? I need to go back to school. I need to go back to school. How I forgot about that system. I'm gonna stop making y'all guess. It's the integumentary system. That's the most boring to me. I'm sorry. I forgot about the muscular systems. Muscular system. I forgot about that one. It's not the muscular or the endocrine. It's the integumentary. That's the most boring. Learning about the skin, y'all, and the layers of the skin. So I forgot about the reproductive child. Am I even a nurse? Lord, I forgot about the reproductive system. Oh, let me think, child. Is that all? Is that all the systems? Yeah. It's the integumentary system, y'all. I did not like learning about the skin at all. Reproductive system, I like learning about that. The invisible bicycle pedal, the taste of child. I don't know where these people be coming from. Anywho, muscular system was interesting to me. I did like learning about the muscles. Endocrine was probably the second most boring system to me, but the integumentary was the most boring system. Where these people be coming from? Where do they be coming from? Anyway, but yeah, I would say go ahead and learn everything there is to learn that you can possibly learn about your body and how it works, how the organs correlate with each other. Learn about the tissues. Learn about the. I would say break it down. Break it down to a cellular level, but you'll do that in microbiology. Hey Dev, long time no see. I was just talking. Somebody asked me what they should go ahead and they're starting the nursing program September, and is there anything that they should go ahead and like start studying or brush up on? And I was saying that my daughter is starting also again. She's going back. Prayerfully, she'll make it through this time. She won't drop out. And I was saying that go ahead and learn everything about the systems of the body. Learn the body. Learn how your central nervous system correlates to your heart or your muscular system. Learn how your heart correlates to your respiratory system. Learn how your kidney system correlate. Just learn the body. If you can learn the organ, like go ahead and study the systems of your body and how they all correlate with each other. And if one fails, what it does to the other, then you'll have a jump start in nursing school when it comes to learning. Like when they start breaking down these disorders, you can, like I was saying, you could visualize in your head, like start discipline now as far as time. Oh, time management, definitely. Definitely. If you have to work, get a work schedule together. That, well, you got to know what your classes will be before you can actually get a work schedule together, because classes can vary depending on when the instructors can do the classes. But yeah, time management, discipline, and time management for sure. And especially depending on what type of program you're in. So my program that I was in, I'm gonna be honest, I had a lot of free time. It's just that I chose to use that free time to study. Um, because the program I went to, it was like this class is Monday and Friday, 8 to 10:30. The next class may not be until 1 to 3, and then I had clinicals on Fridays. So I had time. It wasn't like I was in school every day. I was in school maybe 3, maybe 4 days a week. And I was able to work. I could have worked more than the weekends. I did this thing called a Baylor program where you work, I think it was 32 hours, and they pay you for 40. But that extra time that I had off, I chose to use that time to meet with my study group and go study at the library. But that was the program that I was in. I went to a technical college for my ADN first. Now my daughter, the type of program she's going to, she got to go Monday through Friday. So, and she already got a taste of it when she was in there for that first like 4 weeks. She's doing a program with classes of 5 weeks long, 5 weeks long, and you roll from 5 weeks to the next 5 weeks to the next 5 weeks. So when I tell you, she had every week, it was like 10 different assignments every week. And I was like, my God. Is this what they're making y'all suffer through for making the program so short? Like she was doing her prereqs along with her nursing programs. So she was bringing home work that was in the prereqs and the nursing classes. And I was like, girl. And then I told her before she even started, I was like, so how are you going to go to work 6:15 to 2:40, sometimes 4:40 if they call for overtime, then get off from work, and then go to class 5:30 to 10, and then no 5:30 to 10:30, and then come home, take a shower, get into bed, and get back up at 4:30 to bed. I told her I didn't want to discourage her, but I was telling her before she signed up. I was like, girl, that's a lot. And she kept, well, Ma, I can do it. You know how, if y'all have kids, y'all, I can do it. You always trying to discourage. I was like, okay, whatever you say. 4 weeks in the program, she came back to me, Ma, I can't, I'm so stressed out, and I just can't do it, and I think I'm gonna have to drop out. I was like, girl, whatever. Like, I told you, don't listen. I told you. And so now she's going back because at that time she chose her job over school. I was disappointed. I'm not even gonna lie, because to me, a job is a job, is a career is a career. You chose your job over what could potentially be your career, and then the job turned around and fired you 2 weeks later. So I was like, but anyway, she's listening to her mother this time around. We got a game plan. She's going to yeah, they fired her 2 weeks later. She quit school. She had just completed week 4. She was going into week 5 of her first set of classes, and she would have been done with the first set. She quit the weekend before week 5 started. 2 weeks later, the job fired her. I was on you. If you remember that cartoon with the steam come out the cartoon character ears, when I tell y'all I was mad, I was oof. But it is what it is. They fired her. She started door dashing for a while to kind of make money, because of course She didn't listen to me, so she wasn't saving any of her paychecks when she was getting paid. She was making good money on her job, but she wasn't saving any. So when she got fired, she didn't have no money to fall back on. She was door dashing just to make her car payment, her car insurance, pay her phone bill. Barely, because y'all know I got this apartment here with her. She was barely able to give me anything on the rent. So for like 2 months, I paid the rent by myself here. Mind you, I got a mortgage at my house, but I paid the rent here. Um, and so then she was able to get another job with Mercedes, but it was through the temp agency. They were paying pretty good. She was all excited about that. They told her after she worked so many hours, they would hire her on as staff. She did the hours. She was texting me. I don't know what's taking them so long to make me staff. I already got my hours in this, and that. I was like, well, no, maybe you just gotta be patient. Why they let her go too? They called her one morning. I'm so sorry. And I told her, I was like, the economy is not good. The economy isn't good. People aren't buying cars like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? People are not buying cars right now like that. They're not buying, and then Mercedes like that, they're not buying cars like that. People don't have money like that. So now she's decided, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take my CNA. I said, oh, okay, you finally listening. Okay. So she's doing the 6-week CNA course. Thank God she just got her taxes back, so she got some money to pay for the course, because they charging an arm and a leg for these CNA courses. I was like, $1,200 for a CNA course? That's one CNA course. Another CNA course was $1,600. I said, I might need to become a CNA instructor, because $1,200 for a CNA course? That's crazy. Anyway, she went ahead, paid for her CNA course. She's going to start that. She's going to do that, hopefully pass certification. Then I told her she can get her a weekend job working as a CNA, even if she got to pull two doubles. She could just work Saturday and Sunday, or Friday and Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then she can go to school Monday through Friday. That way she'll have the whole week free to go back to school and do her schoolwork, so she won't be so stressed out. And I told her, now when you're listening to your mother, watch how this plan come together. Yep. And she's going to need those same things you mentioned, Deb. She's going to need discipline, management, focusing, and planning. She's going to need all those things to get through these next 15 months of LPN school. And once she gets through that, passes and collects, she says she's going to go ahead and re-enroll right into the RN program. Yeah. These kids they don't want to listen. And why it took her to 30-something to listen to me, I was like, girl, look at your mama. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I know, Yeah, they don't want to listen. And I as badly as I want to just like, whatever, I'm done with you. Because I used to tell her, girl, look, you grown. I got other kids here. I'm trying to get them, you know what I'm saying? Like, my son just graduated college. He working to an internship now. I'm already on websites looking to find him a job when the internship is done, because I was like, okay, yeah, this internship was cute, but internships don't pay no money. Your internship about to be up. We about to find you a full-time job that pays some money. And then my daughter, she's about to go into her 3rd year of her computer science program at USC. I'm trying to get her on through college. I told my oldest girl, look, if you would have listened to me 10 years ago, you would have been good, but you wanted to be hard-headed. So now the other two I'm talking about, they listen to me. They listen. This one, the oldest one, but I always say I grew up with her. Maybe somewhere, I don't know, I must have went wrong somewhere. I don't know. She saw me graduate from, even though it was a technical college, she saw me, my first graduation from a technical college. I think she was only 6 years old. She remembers seeing me graduate with my LPN, with my RN. She didn't see me graduate because I didn't attend the graduation ceremony, but she know I graduated. None of that motivated you to listen to me? I'm trying to lead you down the right path. She did get her phlebotomy certification. I'm not gonna say she didn't do anything. She did get her phlebotomy certification, but she didn't find a job with it. So hopefully she sees this all the way through. What's been going on with y'all? Dev, I was saying I just came from my niece graduated high school, and every time we have little get-togethers, we have her party. We always do like games. I'm kind of the auntie that does games, so we played this game in this. What was this? Okay, in this book that I read. Y'all probably played this game before too. So this book that I read, all the people who attended the party, they put a name of somebody, a person, a person on their back, and all the other members, they could ask everybody else at the party like yes questions that they had to answer yes or no to. So I went through and put names on everybody's back, and everybody else at the party could see. And you just went up to a person. You'd be like, "Okay, am I a woman? Yes or no? Am I a man? Not am I a man? Because if you ain't a woman, you're a, am I black? Am I an actor? Am I a singer?" So I'm back to I never want to go back staff again, but I'm also getting tired of my specialty. You were ER, right? Yeah, only reason I went back staff is for the benefits. Because they were charging me so much. Oh, it was so high. Yeah, ooh, yeah. I know you are tired of it. Oh, I don't even know how. You know what? Everything isn't for everybody. If you are, pack you. I'm always gonna say pack you. I love pack you, and I only did my clinical there. I love pack you. If I lose some of this weight, well, no, I'm even gonna tell that lie. I would do a pack you now at this stage in life. I would still do pack you, but it would be at an outpatient type of surgical center, not in the hospital. Yeah, pack you. I love pack you. That's the way I was gonna go until I don't know what made me change my mind. I really need to get some of this weight off me. I think if I get some of these weight off me, I probably will be more prone to do more. PACU ain't even high paced, fast paced though. It's not fast paced at all. It's definitely not like the ER. Oh, congratulations. Less than 10K. I didn't even know. I know people were still traveling, but I didn't know the money was still out there like that. I thought it had gotten down to like what pre-pandemic rates were. Oh, thank you, Aya Sharma. I mean, I wish I saw what y'all see, but thank you. I look in the mirror and all I see is faults. I see this need to do. I need to do this. I need to do this. Thank you. IU. That's different. It has, but to me, it's all about how you manage it. How you manage what, Dev? How you manage your money? Oh, you're saying the money. Okay, what I was saying about the money. Oh, you definitely can make something shake with that. Because guess what? Staff is giving you that every 2 weeks now. So if you're getting that in a week, you most definitely can manage that. Most definitely. And you can manage it on the lower end of that, the lower end. You can make something shake with that. Are you having to actually travel like outside of that's what you've been doing? Have you had to actually travel like outside of your city and stay in another like area? I know as a travel nurse that's what you're doing, but believe me, you are so much beautiful than the girls I know. I don't know any girls. Lord have mercy. And do I have to block this person? Anyway, all about being smart with your numbers. City, yes, but I said, oh, okay, that's what I did when I traveled. I was an hour and 30 minutes, hour 20, hour 30 minutes away. Every so often, I stayed in a hotel. But, yeah. But yeah, get out that debt. Get rid of the debt. I be looking at my student loans. And I don't even have a whole lot of student loans. I don't know if I told y'all, I got a letter, I think it was a little over a year ago, probably about 2 years ago. I guess because when I went to school for my LPM, okay, you're welcome. Um, I guess when I went to school for my LPN, I don't know what I did apply for student loan forgiveness, but I don't think they approved me for it. But they wiped away my debt from my LPM. I guess that was from my LPM because they wiped away like $12,000. I was like, oh, thank you. Oh, you ain't got much more, Deb. You ain't got much more. You can knock that out, and depending on how you manage, you can knock that out in 2 months. Yeah, that student loan debt. I be looking at it like I remember one time somebody told me they're gonna be in school forever because they ain't never paying them student loans back. I said, what? That's what somebody told me a long time ago. I don't have a lot of loans. I think I'm at like 25,000 now. To say I got a bachelor's degree, that's not bad. But I mean, actually, all I had total was 39, and they forgave 12,000 of it. Yeah, I'm still working the same jobs in the trash business. I just got 4 new clients today with the trash business. I was starting up them accounts, and I was like, "Oh, thank you," because we lost a lot of customers, and people don't like to pay their bills, and they think you're doing work for free. No, there ain't no easy work like that to be doing for free. Thank you. Yeah, I got 4 new customers today, and it's getting to the week. Let me see. I had one customer that told us we could pick the can up because they were moving in the city limits, so they were gonna have city trash. And I had another customer who said they couldn't afford to pay it anymore. Understandable. But then I had to take like 9 people cans. I was like, no, let me not lie. I had one person was moving in the city limits, one person moving out of state, 2 people moving in the city limits. So we had to take like 6 cans for non-payment, and I was like, it ain't but $32 a month. But I can't count nobody pockets. But don't have us doing work and you not paying. So we had a total of because I took we had a total of like 9, 10 cans available for a long time, and we got rid of 4 of them today. And I'm still working the same job. I'm trying. Do you know anything about working for the state? You might be able to answer my question. I got a Zoom meeting with the benefits or whatever department Monday. But I was told, because certain government entities, you have to work a certain amount of time to be vested. I know the federal government is 5 years. With the state of South Carolina is 8 years. So one of my coworkers told me that she's only been with the state for 6 years, but she's already vested because with all the overtime that she worked, she put in the time. I guess that would equate for her having actually being there 8 years. She already put that allotted amount of time in, and so she's actually vested at 6 years. I'm like, is that true? Right. I actually thought about switching over to the federal government because I was like, okay, I got 2 years in at the state. I still got to do 6. If I leave the state and go to federal, I only got 5. So that cuts off a year. And then I think there's something where I can move my state benefits over to the federal. And I don't know if that'll knock off some of the time from the federal. I don't know if it's like 2 years to knock off one. I don't know how it works, but I was like, shoot, I could leave the state and go to the federal and only have to do 5 years and be vested. Somebody told me that the federal government, that I would be more in like a supervisory role, more so because I'm an RN, and so the work wouldn't be hard. Let me tell you, Deb, that paid holiday hit different. Because when I tell you I got 40 hours in, it's called holiday time, holiday comp time. I got 40 hours just sitting there that I haven't taken. And that's not counting my annual time that I have accrued. And that's not counting my sick time that I have accrued. And y'all know I work Monday through Thursday. I'm off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I don't use a lot of accrued annual time because I'm already off 3 days a week. So it's like, when do I need to request days off? So normally my annual time, I use it when, okay, spring break for my son. When he's out of school for spring break, I take that week off. I use those 40 hours for that week. And then sometimes, like, instead of hitting 40 hours a week, sometimes I might hit 39.5. Or, if I maybe get to work a little late or I don't want to stay. Like, if my relief come at 10:40 and I count and want to leave at 10:45, I be wanting to leave at 10:45 even though I'm supposed to stay till 11:15. So sometimes it be a little short of the 40 hours. So they'll pull time from my annual time to make the 40 hours for the week. But that's really the only time that I use my annual time. So that accrues fast. I got how many hours of sick time? So I think I got about 2 months of sick time accrued because I don't use my sick time. So I got about 2 months of that already accrued. I still got like the 40 hours of holiday time. Now with the holiday time with the state, what they do with South Carolina State, because every other state may be different. If you, they'll, so they'll put it on your check. Okay, so they'll hold it like in the whatever. They'll hold it. And if you say you need to take a day off or whatever, you can pay yourself out of your holiday time for that day you took off. So instead of using your annual or your sick time, you could pull it from your holiday time. But if you don't use your holiday time 90 days within the time that it was allotted to you, they'll automatically put it on your paycheck. So that's how holiday time works. And I'll be wanting to use my holiday time to take days off, but then I'll be like, I'm already off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Do I really need another day off? So my time really just accrues and accrues. I'm trying to get enough sick time accrued so that if anything was to ever happen, I'll be able to at least have like 6 months off. So I'm trying to just not touch my sick time and let that accrue just in case. But we're only able to carry over, is it 180 days? I think 180 days. We're only able to carry over 180 days of sick time. So once I get to 180 days of sick time, I have to, which is what's 8 times 180, whatever those hours are. Once I get to that point, then I'm gonna start using my sick time because I can't carry it over. But yeah, that pension hit different. Yeah, it's not bad. And I'll be looking at it too. I'll be like, oh, I'm not gonna go to work Thursday. I'm gonna use this holiday time. But then when Thursday come around, who right there on the job? Cause the work not hard. I'll be right there. Like sometimes I'll be feeling like, girl, what else can you ask for? You off 3 days in a row every weekend. Don't rock the boat. Cause sometimes I'll be wanting to change my schedule. Cause I'm working 2 night shifts and two 3 to 11s, and I'll be wanting to change the schedule, but I'm scared if I go in there and tell them I want to change my schedule, they'll say, "Oh, okay, and by the way, you have to start working every other weekend." So, but yeah, I'm on the same job, and they're trying to force like a manager position on me. by not asking me to do it, but by training me to do the work that the managers do. Cause like it's only two RNs in the building that I work. One is the manager and the other is me. And so the manager in the building, she'll show me like her paperwork. She'll be like, I want to show you this how to do this just in case if I'm ever out on vacation, you'll know how to do this. And in my head, I'm thinking they better get somebody else. I don't want to know how to do that. I don't want to know how to do it. But being that I'm an RN, I can't refuse to do it because it's within my scope. So I can't refuse, but it's HCC work. It's not my work. I'm a floor nurse. So they trying to be slick and trying to get me primed for that HCC position. I don't want it. As soon as they start playing with me and be like, we need you to do this or whatever, like I have to do it, I'll be putting in for a transfer because I don't want that headache. I don't want to be responsible for nothing but what I need to do for patient care, even if it's patient bedside care. That's all I want to do. I don't want to worry about audits and getting this done and getting that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to worry about risk management assessments or chart audits. I don't want to do none of that. I don't want none. All I want to do is give my patients. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Then they slipped the supervisor on me. So every RN that state has to be able to supervise when they need it. So for the past almost a year and a half, they didn't have a night shift supervisor. They had one night shift supervisor. So they made me supervise. Yeah, let me do my work and leave. That's it. I don't want to be telling the other nurses, y'all didn't do this and y'all didn't do that. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to do that. And they fail to understand. I don't want to do that. And the bad thing, I'm not going to say the bad thing about it. So where I work, we still deal with paper Mars. We got computer charting, but we got paper Mars. And a lot of nurses who just became nurses like in the last 10 years, they've never seen a paper MAR before. So they don't know about doing MAR checks and chart checks and, you know, changeover. They don't know about that stuff. And so a lot of them are resistant to learn because a lot of them are, girl, oh, not girl. I'm sorry, Deb. That's how I talk. Paper Mars is dial. Let me tell you, when I first got there and I saw them Paper Mars, I feel like my blood pressure went up a little bit just from seeing them. Because even though I know about Paper Mars and I come from Paper Mars from back in the day, I hadn't had to look at a Paper Mar in over 10 years. When I tell you, the first week I almost quit just because of the Mars. But I said, girl, the work too easy. You only got 10 patients. It's easy. You can do so now I'm accustomed to it. I done got acclimated to the paper Mars. But with paper Mars, you gotta look when the pharmacy sent it, you gotta compare the one they sent to the one you're currently working on. If any orders are on that one, you gotta put it on this one. Any new orders that are taken, you gotta put it on this one. You gotta block this off, days off if something is given Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or if it's given every Saturday, Sunday, you gotta block those days off. Somebody lying because there is no longer a reason for the MAR to be. They've been saying they was in computer MAR since I started there. I've been there a year and 7 months now, 8 months. They've been saying they was getting computers since I started. They haven't gotten them yet. And then the nurses that was there before me say they've been talking about getting computers the last 5 years. So nobody wants to do it. No. And then where I work, it's like I want to say 60-40 agency to staff. Like we have more agency nurses than staff nurses. And so with some of the agency nurses, it's like they feel like we don't have to do that. Like that's not, and they don't want you to teach them to do it because if you don't teach them, then then they can't say they can say they didn't know how to do it. And so a lot of the times in my building, is ashy to gladly ready for? Oh, I just got on lip gloss. I don't know what they're ready for. Somebody, yeah. So the building I work in, it'll fall on me. So if the Mars come in, okay, say like last weekend, the first was on a Sunday. I was off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So any new orders that came in Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, if the nurse is working and didn't put it on the new MAR, the patient didn't get that medication. And so I be at home. Sometimes I be like, Lord, I hope they added any new meds, or Lord, I hope they did right. So then when I come in on Monday, I go all the way back to Friday, looking at everybody charts from Friday to see if there was any new orders made um, that wasn't placed on the MAR, and I'll put it on there Monday if they're not. But yeah, it is diabolical there because I'll be like, when y'all gonna get these computers? And then they're gonna be using, I don't know what system they're gonna be using because our charting system is Therapp, and that's the first time I ever worked with that system. I had never worked with Therapp before. Therapp is just as bad as what is it, what is that old timey system? Meditech? Is it Meditech? Is it Meditech at them HCA hospitals? Their is just like that. And Avatar was at the state. They just, yeah. Meditech, yeah. Meditech is trash. Ooh, that's like dial up. Like it just, I don't know. It's the antiquated system. You know what they did have it at this hospital here, Providence, but now they got oh goodness, y'all. I know I'm getting old because I be forgetting stuff. Epic. Now they got Epic. But they had Meditech up until like a year ago. I was like, hospital here, but that hospital is no longer here. MUSC bought it out, and they got Meditech now. Ooh, I ain't gonna ask you where you at, but it must be real rural. Cause who's still using med? You know what? Where I live at ain't real rural, and they have Meditech. Now people, they need to get down and lay down with that Meditech. You at an HCA hospital? If you at an HCA hospital, I might say a prayer for you. Cause baby, oh Lord, mm-mm-mm. I know these other hospital systems ain't using them. Not real. They could at least get Cerna. I know they ain't still working with Meditech. Meditech remind me of, I don't know why. To me, it reminds me of like the old time Atari game systems. I love Atari now, but that's what Meditech remind me of. The old time Atari games. Like when you click on something on Meditech, it make me feel like it's supposed to say doop 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 doop. When I did my clinicals, I was at that hospital that had Meditech here, and when I tell you I didn't know what I was doing, it was like I was. It seemed like I was back when they had dial-up modems. Yeah, Meditech. I can't. Ooh no. Mm-mm-mm. It's a specific game that it reminds me of, and I can't remember what the game is. I want to say, is it Galaga? I don't know why it reminds me of. I think Galaga. That's the one where the thing's shooting up and shooting the little things, and yeah, more power to you. And you in the ER working with Meditech. How long you been working in the ER? And it hasn't affected your mental health yet. 'Cause I can't imagine this. What at 14? What? Oh, I think the EMT will work my nerves more than me and the ER nurse. Because the EMT arrive right on the scene and just catch everything just as it is. Like, yeah, no, I knew that wasn't for me when I was in school. I gave up my ER rotation. I didn't even go and do the rotation in ER because I already knew that wasn't a specialty I was interested in. Oh, so you kind of got accustomed to, well, you got accustomed to the ER just by being an EMT. So you got accustomed to the ER just by being an EMT and being an ED tech. So you already know what it was gonna be like. Yeah, I told my clinical, and I guess because I was older, and she I guess she figured, yeah, this lady, just a grown woman, she already know what she don't want to do. I told her, I said, yeah, you can get my ER rotation to somebody else. I have no interest in working in the ER. And so that allowed me to get an extra PACU day. And at the time, I didn't even really know what PACU was, but being that I gave up ER and I gave up NICU, because I already knew I don't have the emotional regulation to work with sick babies because I'll be crying more than the parents, and then they'll be looking at me like, "What's wrong with her?" They'll be probably having to console me. So I gave up my NICU rotation too. I did not want to go to NICU, so I gave up my ER rotation. I gave up my NICU rotation, so I was able to get an extra day in PACU. And I didn't pick the extra day in PACU, but she was like, "Well, we gotta send you somewhere these days." So she was like, "We'll just put you in PACU." When I tell you I loved it down there, I say, God work in mysterious ways because I didn't even know what PACU was. But when I got down there and I saw that she only had two patients, two post-op patients, they were in PACU for maybe 3 hours, and then they went home, and then she got two more, and it was only two at a time, and then it was one over to the side because they didn't have a bed for him. He was stable, but he was just down there chilling. Like they wasn't really doing much for him. He was just they was doing little things for him, but he was just over there chilling because they didn't have a bed for him. I said, "Oh yeah, this is me. Here, pack you. This is me." And then I could learn strips, like because they are heavily look. They real. You have to learn. You have to learn those cardiac strips. That sounds like my future. Yeah, pack you. That's where it's at. The only thing for me was being on call. But that was in the hospital. I don't know if that's the same in the surgical center. In the hospital, the only thing for me would have been being on call because they said you do have to take call because if there's an emergency situation, they need somebody in PACU. And if you're on call, then that's you. But like I said, that's only in the hospital, and they pay you to be on call. But my PACU preceptor for that day, she told me she was like, start at an outpatient surgical center just to get a little bit of experience. She said start there and then work your way up to the hospital PACU. I don't know why I didn't go that route because I was sold on PACU. Like I was like, yeah, that's where I'm going to work. I'm not even saying that I won't work in a PACU. I think I would have to lose some weight. I really would have to lose some weight. Even though my PACU instructor at that time, I know she was about 350 pounds, but I think I would need to lose some weight. Um, but I'm not saying that's probably still a possibility because that's the only specialty outside of geriatrics. Because I do love geriatrics. I love my elderly population, but outside of geriatrics, if I had to choose a specialty, it would be PACU. So I hope it work out for you. I know you'll get it. You in the ED, you'll get it. You see one available when you finish paying off that student loan. You see a PACU position available. Go ahead and jump on it. You'll love it. Have you ever been in the PACU or post op? I heard post op don't do nothing. I heard pre op don't do nothing. Pre op and post op, I heard they don't do anything. Yeah, I used to be on this app caping for long term care. Because I didn't mind learn. You know what? I didn't mind learn long term care, but I'm gonna honestly say if I never have to go back to long term care again. I'm fine because where I'm working now is really, it's like, it's so easy. It's so easy. And it's almost like long term care, but I only have 10, 11 at the most patients. Whew, excuse me. 10, 11 patients, and the med pass is so easy. So easy. I'm working with the disabled population. A lot of them have peg tubes, Mickey tubes, so it's like they give you less patients because so many of them have like a higher acuity as far as like having tubes. But it is so easy, and I just can't. Yeah, I just can't see leaving. But like I said, if I had to leave, if I had to pick a specialty, I would still pick PACU over what I do. It's just that what I'm doing now is I'm trying to get them state. I'm trying to get vested with the state, and I guess I could do it with a state hospital because MUSC is a state hospital, so they have the same type of benefits and everything. Yeah, I probably do. I know it's a state hospital. I know they use PIVA insurance. I and they do the same. Yeah, they are. So I probably could do. I probably could like go to MUSC and apply for their PACU and get the same like my same benefits and everything in the 8 years we invested in all that. So I'll think about that. I got a couple friends who work at MUSC um, in the city that I live in, and the city that I want to move to. They have an MUSC too. So I'll think about it. Next January, yeah, start looking. Now, one thing about the PACU positions, I don't see too many of them when I'm when I still be like looking at like I just be looking. I know I ain't going nowhere. I just be looking. I never see too many PACUs available because when them girls and them guys, them nurses get in a position, they don't let them go. They hold on to them. Yeah, they hold on to them positions for dear life. Just like working in the what do you call the type of clinics, like the addiction clinics and stuff like that. Them nurses get up in there, they don't leave. They'll come in there at age 22. They ain't leaving until they 65, 60. They ain't leaving until retirement. And that's how PACU is. They don't be trying to go nowhere, and I don't blame them. If I was to ever go for a PACU position, when I tell you I would be so extra sweet and nice on that and during that interview, I'll be like the saying, I'll be like with sugar on top. I'll be so sweet and nice, and they just the personality will just shine through. Cause yeah. Mhm. I might get off here in a little bit. I think I'm gonna get on here. I'm gonna try to come on here every weekend. If not Friday, then Saturday. If not Saturday and Sunday. I think I'd rather do lives than actually do videos, to be honest. Because with videos, it's like recording, then editing, then uploading. Then after I look at the recording, I'll be like, I don't even want to post that. I didn't like this, how this looked. I didn't like how that looked. Mm. I was on live last week. It was on like I just popped in on a Sunday. I said, I need to do better. I need to start putting something up saying when I'm going to go live. But everybody's been doing pretty good. I see it's a few people. I hope nobody, if y'all got any questions, I'm just looking to see. If y'all have any questions, just, you can ask me now. I try to help as best, the best way I can. Pressing on and saying, yeah, that's all you can do. I was looking at a video the other day, yesterday, like anyway. So I found TikTok. I was trying not to go on TikTok because I said my life is already overrun with social media. So I was trying to avoid TikTok. I went on TikTok this summer, y'all. I got caught up in TikTok. I said, "How you let?" I got so caught up in TikTok, I didn't even think about YouTube anymore. I didn't even think about my own channel. I wasn't even post. Y'all know I wasn't posting nothing. I was so stuck on TikTok. But what I do see happening is I see a lot more men going into the nursing field. I want to say congratulations, y'all. I don't know what took the men so long. Yeah, I got caught up. So what I did is I deleted it off my main phone that I actually use, and I only got it on like my extra phone, this one that I do videos on, because the clarity is a little better. And I don't use this one too much, so I'm hardly ever on there. So I had to. It was like I had to wean myself off because it was. My friend told me, she was like, "Girl, yeah." I was like, "Look at the men. They finally catching on. They finally realizing that they can be nurses too." Cause I used to wonder, cause let me tell you, post COVID, I see so many people go to nursing school. People I never thought would go to, like, people I never thought would go to school for nursing. Like, people that I grew up around, a lot of them were younger than me. They were like my daughter's age, but people, and some of them were older. Someone was, when y'all decide y'all want to be a nurse? I'm like, I knew y'all since y'all 35 now, 36, 37. When y'all decide y'all want to become a nurse? Like, I was like, how many? In my little small town that I grew up in, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not saying there weren't nurses in my town, but no, there were nurses in my town because of course we got facilities that need nurses. But nobody, I could throw a rock and not hit anybody that was in school for nursing. When I tell y'all, it's like 1 in 3 people in my town in school for nursing. I was like, when the hell they want to eat? Like, even my cousin became a nurse. 42, 43 years old. No, actually, I'm 5. So yeah, she probably was like 39. I was like, when everybody decide they want to be a nurse? I'm not complaining now, but I just to say, all these women going to school for nursing, all these women that figured out, you know what I'm saying? It's a way to get themselves a better quality of life, to get themselves out of their city so they can move on and, live comfortably. So many women basically cracked the code. Where the men at? The only man that I know in my vicinity, in my wide area of my city that I'm from, that went to school for nursing is my nephew. No other man went to school for nursing. And I was like, leave that street corner. This is what I'm thinking about the guys. Leave that street corner. Go to that tech school. Take up these prerequisites. Go to school for nursing. Like, I'll tell everybody all the time, you don't really have to have a passion for nursing because I didn't have a passion when I went to school for nursing. Nursing was like a default for career for me. When I went and signed up for college, I didn't sign up. I didn't. They do be sleep. They be sleep. And I be like, you ain't even got to work in patient care with your LPN. You can go work in a doctor anywhere you could work. It's going to give you more money than working at Dollar General or Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Or some of them not even working at all. They got their high school diploma. You got your high school diploma. And you, nothing wrong with driving for DoorDash, driving for none of them companies. You got your high school diploma. You got a clean record. And you won't go sign up for school to get, even if nursing is your second career, something to fall back on until you do what you want to do. You can't put in the time and the discipline to go to school to get your nursing license. And I'm gonna say for 12 months, because those, like when you taking your prereqs, you ain't in school every day. You ain't in school every day for your prereqs. You in school twice a week, maybe, depending on what type of school you go to. You in school twice a week. When you get in your nursing program, you don't necessarily have to be in school 5 days a week, depending on the program you go to. When I was in for my LPN, I was in school 2 days a week for my LPN, 2 days a week in class, and 1 day for clinical. Go get your nursing license. Then get your nursing license, and if you feel some type of way, move your behind out that city from around them people who ain't trying to do no better, don't mean you no good. Because as soon as they see you start living better, they gonna be mad and jealous anyway. So get your nursing license and move. When my nephew got his nursing license, he ain't moved back in the city that we from. He hasn't been back to live since. My nephew done went to 3 different states with that nursing license. In 3 years, he's been to 3 different states, and we just talking about going to New York, even though New York ain't a compact state, but New Jersey is, and he was going to be living in New York, close enough to the closest. He had already looked up the closest city in New Jersey to see where he could get a job in Jersey. He be out here. I don't even know where the hell. I don't know where he be. Child, he moved to Florida. I didn't even know he was in Florida. He was already there for months. I didn't even know my nephew was in Florida. Just took that nursing license and got him a job in Florida and hauled ass. So I'll be like, but I'm so glad. I be on TikTok and I be seeing them guys. I be seeing them. Yeah, child, my nephew was gone. I didn't know where he was at. And I'm the favorite auntie. How you ain't tell your auntie that you say you was what's the word? Inspired to go to school for nursing by? How you ain't tell your auntie you moved to Florida? I didn't know he was in Florida. He was already in Florida for months. Down there and working, and child, he was gone. He was gone. He done been to Florida, he done been to Georgia, South Carolina, and we're just talking about going to New York. Going to New York to live and working in Jersey. And I said, New York might be a compact state soon. You might be able to work there too. But yeah, I'll be like, these guys, they sleeping, but let them sleep. Let them, but like I said, and I be seeing the guys on TikTok through my daughter's phone, because now that she decided to go to school for nursing, that's all she looking up on TikTok. It's all in there, getting her motivation, getting her ready. Child, I put her dream car on her screen. She done pick out the car she want when she graduated. Got that on her screen saver. Just she ready. And so when she be looking, I be hearing, and I just be this guy and that guy. And I be like, look at the guys going to nursing school. It's about time. It's about time. Yep, I am so proud. I'm so happy for them. Because we need, and to be honest, they'll probably make more money than the women. Yep. But I'm going to get off here. It was nice talking to y'all. I don't even want to lie and say I'm going to pop back in tomorrow. Y'all, I'm supposed to be going to the gym tonight. It's 11:32. Where am I going? I was supposed to still be going to Planet Fitness, but I probably jumped on here just so I wouldn't have to go, to be honest. I just had to work with them little, show y'all my little weight. I got my little 20-pound weights here. My little 15-pound dumbbell. And my little, what are these, 10-pound ankle weights. I might just do a little workout in this bathroom since I can't make it to the gym. But I will see y'all on the next one. Nice talking to y'all. Bye.